don't know what I'm doing, man. What the set up. Fuck it. Set up. Okay, no fucking around. Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's been a bit since I've seen you, and it's been a bit since you've seen me. Today, it's not an update video, nothing crazy. I want to talk about something pretty interesting. I've been thinking about this idea for literal, months at this rate, because I think it'd be interesting to talk about. We're gonna start something new today. We're going to go behind the scenes, in a way. And I'm going to discuss, this series is going to be about me discussing, how it felt like going through specific videos, making them, filming them. You get the gist in that, how they came to be. And today, I figured I would start this series with none other than my latest series that had ended last year. And that is... Jesus Christ. I should probably move this, huh? Alright. And then... I'm gonna move both of them, actually. And that is the Learning with the PooYoos series. Now, a lot of people knew how much videos I made for this series. I made way too much. And I probably made, about 4 or 3 of them. Not, if we're counting the cuts on the main channel. And I want to talk about, how it felt like making them. Making the entire series. And, just going over how I found out about the game, being the whole reason why I wanted to make the video. So here we are. We're going to talk about it. So, let's get started, right? So, let's rewind the clock all the way back to December of 2023. And I want to talk about, how I got into it. So, winter break, just started for me, Christmas break, on the 23rd of December. I remember this day pretty well. That's when winter break started for me. So I had got off of school, I was excited, I was getting back home, and I was like, alright, time to see what's been cooking up on the feed today, YouTube feed. And in my feed, it pops up a video of a user who goes by the name of ConnerTheWaffle. I used to watch him a lot as a kid. And out of nowhere, a video had popped up from, and I recommended from him, of him playing every single WiiWare game. I'm not joking, that is a genuine video you can go and watch. I'll probably link it somewhere. And, I was fascinated with WiiWare games. I always liked WiiWare games. They're pretty underrated if you could find a good one. They are hugely underrated. So I was like, that's pretty interesting, huh? I might as well watch this. And throughout the video, I was thinking of one specific game I played when I was a kid. And, because when I was a kid, I would always scroll around the WiiWare demos on the Wii Shop, because I was a broke boy, and I would always play the demos. And, as a kid, I had played the demo, I believe, the third PooYoos game. And I just couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of it when watching this video. I was like, there was a game I played a lot when I was a kid, but I don't remember the name of it. And all I remember was the main menu, the song that plays in the main menu. And I was like, oh God, what is this game? Because as a kid, I don't think I actually played the game. I think I just sat on the menu listening to the theme, because it was catchy to me as a kid. Don't judge, okay? And I was going for this video, and then eventually he got to the section in the video, the L section, because he was going alphabetical order, and there it was. Learning with the PooYoos episode 1. He had only covered episode 1, and it was like a not even minute showcase of the game. I could just play the clip right now. Actually, let's do that.
This is Learning with the PooYoos. As you might be able to expect, this is a learning game for babies. Because of that, I'm not gonna rip into it. What do you want me to say? There's multiple episodes, but episode 1 is enough to sum up the whole franchise. You got these cute animals that talk to you, and you gotta use that big 1-year-old brain to solve these puzzles like, which animals fit in this space? I know, take your time. And if you get it wrong, they kill the animal in front of you so your child knows true fear.
When I had watched that segment, I was like, oh my God, this is the game. This is the game right here. The animals look a lot worse than I remember, but I remember that song. And the sun, just like that, everything came flowing back in a way. And I was like, holy crap, that was a nostalgia wave for something, even though I like never touched the actual game. So that was my first time seeing footage of like the actual game, and I was like, this looks a little weird. And then a day after Christmas Eve of 2023, I looked more into this game. I looked up the game, and the first video that I ended up seeing in the feed upon looking the game up was a video on grown adults playing the PS3 demo of episode 2. I'll just show up on screen here. Learning with the PooYoos is awesome. And just from that title and just the thumbnail alone, I was like, oh, this video is going to be great. So I had watched it. I had watched this video, and I'm like, man, this game really is weird and crazy. I mean, I should maybe do this for a video. And then the dancing section came on, and I about lost my mind. Oh, shit. Huh? PooYoos? Holy oh, this is awesome! Yes! The dance section like had me laughing in tears. I was like, holy crap, I need to play this game for a video. But, you know, it's the day before Christmas, everyone's busy with the holidays, and I'm like, who the hell is going to be available to do this video with me? Because, you know, I texted a lot of my usual friends at the time that I do videos with. I did Lewis. He was like, yeah, I'm in Puerto Rico for the holidays. My friend Matt, he said he'd get back to me about it, but never did. Matt moment. You know, just the usual people I contacted. There was one more person left that I was able to like be like, hey, you want to do this with me? And that was someone who you know by now, who goes by the name of Sage on this channel. And previously, we had done a couple of videos on the second channel. One where me, Sage, and a lot of other people that you might know from this channel did a dub of a Sonic cutscene that's like infamously terrible.
Sorry you were stuck with a voice chip that looks like it was built by a 2-year-old.
I think I liked it better when I was trying to destroy you.
Yeah, well, Felix neutral, egg face.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! And then me and her also did a video on Parappa 2. We just kind of played for the entirety of Parappa 2 together. No like commentary or whatever, but we were laughing our butts off. So, like, randomly, out of nowhere, you know, like, months later, we're not talking to each other. I'm like, hey, would you be okay to record a video on a game that looks ridiculous and is practically a kid's game? And to my surprise, they said yes. And within, like, I think I asked her around, like, the 28th, 27th of December, so really late, you know, pretty late. And, you know, we had scheduled to record the video on, you know, a couple days before the New Year, because I wanted that to be a New Year finale type video. So, I think the day before we recorded, which was December 29th, we were thinking about how fun this video was going to be. We were all laughing. We were up to like 12 in the morning calling and talking, and then we were like, we were both so excited to make this video that we legit just could not fall asleep. I woke up around like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. She woke up around that time. And on December 30th is when we filmed the very first PooYoos video. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to probably the final video I'll make of this year, because I did want to make another, but this is probably going to take up all my editing time, so here we go.
I think you said I was in your basement, and I'm like, no, it's the other way around. What? I didn't say anything. You guys are in elementary school, and you just have you're having show and tell. And he's like, I don't have anything to tell, but I have something to show. And then he just busts it down and twerking it.
I hope that elephant's not gluten. Yes.
I hope you're not gluten.
Oh God.
Get out
I hope I'm not.
Get out of here with that. I will stuff a bread into your mouth and make you choke on it.
Oh yeah? Well, guess what? I would definitely shove that in your mouth. I didn't even do anything. The game just...
What? What were you trying to say?
I don't know. I couldn't think of something better. And man, I gotta say, this was probably one of the most fun filming sessions I've ever had in my years of doing YouTube, because holy crap. Our humor just combines together to make something just amazing. We both had the same type of stupid humor, so we were both just making jokes, and they kept landing and landing. And then when you see the gameplay of the game, you're like, what is this? What is this? So it's a mixture of like the game being weird and crazy, and then just our humor stacking, and it all just made for one amazing video. And then, you know, around the time before I had contacted Sage about making the video, I had learned about the DS game, and I was like, I would do the DS game for this, but the video was already too long. Like, we had done all 3 of the episodes in one video, and that was like an hour and 10 minutes something. Most of the day that we recorded it. December 30th. And New Year's was a day after, which means that I had to work really, really hard if I wanted to get this video out in time for New Year's. So I did. By the night of December 30th, by I think about 11 or 12 in the morning, I had finished a majority of episode 1. I think I got into like the part where we were talking about the, you know, being stranded on top of a cloud for years. I think that's the part that I left off on. The next morning, I immediately woke up. I recorded the part where I'm like, this is why dancing sucks. This is why it sucks. I recorded that. And then for the whole rest of that day, I was sat in my bed, on my phone, working on this video. The entire day was spent. I couldn't take my eyes off of my phone screen to work on this video. The only time I got up out of my bed to not work on this video was when I went to go down to 7-Eleven, like real quick, to go and get a Slurpee or something, because I needed some form of drink. And even then, despite me getting a drink, I didn't even drink it. I was that focused. I was that locked in. So then by the time I got to episode 3, because episode 2 was taking like forever, I think it was by like 6 p.m., maybe 7 p.m., I was on episode 3, and I was like, I can't do this in time. I can't. So, you know, my battery was getting low. I got like 20% left on my phone. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get episode 3 out in time. I'm not going to be able to make it to New Year's. So I had to do what I hate doing. Rushing. Hey, editing me here real quick to talk about something I didn't mention here in this segment. Basically, what I did was, in order to skip past stuff to get the video out on time, I had to literally do like these hidden ways of skipping past certain segments to get the video out. Be like, okay, yeah, this part's boring. Let's go on to the next, right? You'll notice that I mainly did that stuff with the pig. I'll show the clips here.
Oh, God!
Oh, get away from me!
I think we might be painting.
I hate to rush. I hate rushing out videos and seem like they're half-made, you know? They're half-baked. So, I mean, I got the video out on New Year's, but at what cost? What cost? A rushed out episode 3. And that's a shame, really, because as we'll see later on, that was one of the best segments of the video. So, after that video had come out, I was pretty proud of it, aside from that, and Sage was as well, and me and Sage actually ended up bonding together over this PooYoos video. We bonded. We legit became actual friends because of this PooYoos video that we made. I'm not even going to joke on that. We found out how good our humor mixes together and became friends over this video. So, you know, I think around like maybe late January to early February of 2024, I download the DS game onto my 3DS, and I say to Sage, I'm like, hey, there's a DS game. Do you want to do this one with me too? And then we did. February 17th, 15th actually, was when we recorded this one. And, I mean, it was fun, but I think you could just tell from the video itself that we didn't have nearly as much fun making it as the Wii video. It was still fun, I won't lie. There's a little, like, fun fact about me when I was making this one. It was, for one of the first videos to feature, like, this type of thing, like what we're doing right now, showing my phone and recording skits or scenes. And they were pretty bad, all things considered, especially the outro. But when I was making and editing this video, I was feeling horrible. Like, I was feeling really sick that day. I think it was the 16th when I was working on this video. And I was like, God, like I was working on the video because it was PooYoos, because I was like, oh, I gotta get this out as soon as I can. And I just remember feeling really horrible that day when I was working on that video. And then I got it up the next day. Like, I recorded the outro during the night. Next following day, I had released the DS video. So then, I would just say that, you know, those were the two main games I wanted to cover. I didn't have a PS3. I was like, that's it. That's all I can cover for the series. So, you know, shortly after the DS video had released, and I even said this in the DS video, I made a full cut that combined episode, you know, the Wii episodes, episode 1, 2, and 3, and the DS video into one package. And better yet, the mobile game, Delightful Stories, which was never shown off before, and the best part of the full cut, I was able to actually continue working on episode 3 and not rush myself. Holy crap, I did it. Because the day after the original PooYoos video had released on the Wii, I had released the full uncut recordings of the Wii video, the DS video, fully uncut. You can go view them on the second channel. And I was like, I still have these recordings. I should actually take my time on episode 3 this time. So I did. Most of the full cut, I was spent working on the episode 3 portion of the video, because I did not do that episode justice the first time. And I'm glad I did, because it's one of the best parts of the video. But that episode 3 portion about took me 2 to 3 hours, because I had worked on the video during, I think, either, second to last day of March, and then going into April 1st, I had finished the video. Very late April 1st, I had gotten to finish the video. I had filmed the outro, what I love about the outro for the full cut is that you can clearly tell I filmed the full cut outro very late at night, and I wasn't trying to wake up anyone, so I was talking like this. I was talking like this, guys. This series is very cool. Very cool series. I was talking like that the entire time. Because I was trying not to, like, wake up anyone. So, April 2nd is when I released the PooYoos full cut. And from there, I figured, that's it. I still don't have a PS3. I'm calling it there. That was intended to be the ending for the series, which is why it ended the way it did. Except, my dumb self, during my birthday in July, just couldn't resist. He was like, what do I get this year for my birthday? I got it, a PS3. So, on July 12th, the same day I had released Elebits Episode 1, which has a whole another can of worms we could talk about in another video, I had gone out, picked up a PS3, picked up the PlayStation Move controller, and picked up the games I wanted from it from the get-go. The free PS3 games I wanted, the free PS1 games I wanted, which were Unjam Relay, Vid Ribbon, and Quantum Door the Phantom Isle, and the only 2 PS3 games I had. Take a damn guess at what my first PS3 games were. If you said PooYoos, you're correct. My first PS3 games I got were the PS3 versions of PooYoos. And I had played these versions through the regular controller. I had got all the trophies, 100%. I bought the Move controller too, the same day. But my dumb self didn't realize that I had to get the camera to get the Move to work. So I had to play with the regular controller, which I've already talked about in the PS3 segment about why I don't like the regular controller version. That was it. I had finally played the last game I needed to play. So I was like, shoot, now I actually really need to do a video on this one now. So, time comes by. After I, play the PS3 release, I think of a movie idea. And that movie was Let's Play One Last Time. The original version of the extended cut, Let's Play One Last Time. This was intended to be a full-fledged movie covering every game too, but not like other games too. It's just a video covering like every game in depth, going over what I like about them and all that. And I was gonna feature the PS3 version in there. But during December, I had realized I ain't finishing this. I'm not gonna be able to finish this. So I thought, what's a way I could still release a final PooYoos video to commemorate the 1 year anniversary. Release it on December 31st of 2024, exactly a year after the original. So I kept thinking, and I kept thinking, and then I discussed an idea to Sage. I was talking to her about what I could make. An extended cut. Not a full cut, an extended one. Even better. It would have all of the videos, it would have the Wii and DS videos combined with brand new scenes, brand new skits in the form of that for the DS video. Like, I remade the skits for the DS video. I had originally planned to make a intro for the Wii video, but I couldn't make it out. You know, I was just like, this would be too long. It'd just be dragging. And of course, you know, the mobile games. And of course, the whole reason why I was making it, the PS3 release. And I had thought of this idea on December 20th. 4 days later, I had talked about the big announcement. Christmas Eve of 2024. Pretty much an exact year after I discovered the series. I announced this big announcement. I showed a clip of the PS3 intro that I was going to use and said, hey, we're replacing the movie with the extended cut, and it's going to release on December 31st of 2024. And it did. It did. But before we talk about the release, let's go and talk about the making of this one. So, kind of a similar story to the original Wii video. I rushed it a little bit. Like, I was rushing, kind of, in a form of, like, the day I had done the big announcement trailer, I'm not even going to lie with you, the day I dropped the big announcement trailer, that was the day where I filmed the PS3 intro and all of that. The PS3, like, skits. You know, the one where I'm in the camera and, you know, doing stupid things like me with hoodie or whatever. That was all the same day as the big announcement. So I had less than 10 days to make a extended cut version with brand new scenes and brand new, like, additional content to the Wii and DS video. And I was like, how am I going to do this in time? I have hardly any time left. And so there was a lot of interesting stuff I went through with the ending or interesting scrapped scenes. I can't show any of the scrapped scenes here. I don't have them on me anymore. But there was originally going to be a scene where, if you recall in the actual video, me with hoodie, which was kind of like the evil version of me, who kicks me down from the door. He was planning, halfway through the review, he was going to come back. He's going to be like, guess who's back? And he was going to wear a completely different shirt. He was going to be wearing a blue hoodie to simulate what the interest was. He was going to talk about what your interest was in the future. Like, he's going to be like, hey, dude, I just got back from the future, and what are you into? And it was just going to be like a whole, like, future prediction about, you know, leading into the breaking the timeline video, which I do not even know if I'm releasing at this point. Basically the Sprite video, if you had watched the June announcement. And it was going to lead into that. I was going to be like, you need to break the timeline, please, you need it, you can go out, quit the review before it's too late. And it was too late. So I had scrapped that. I was just like, this sounds ridiculous, and I don't even know if I'm making the video yet. So I scrapped that, and he never came back in the actual video. So to this day, there was no explanation on what happened to me with a hoodie. Something different happened to him. I'll explain it another day, in another whole, like, actual video. Let's get into the actual PS3 review segment. This, holy crap. You thought that me having to rush out a whole Wii PooYoos video on one day was bad? Try making a whole PS3 segment where you have to record a bunch of footage, voiceover, and a bunch of editing things in one day. December 30th is when I recorded the PS3 segment. Voiceover, you know, footage, and you can even tell in some parts I was a little sloppy on the editing. I was a little sloppy on cutting out some voiceover parts and also balancing some things out because I just couldn't. I had to get this out. And literally, I finished the video. I finished the extended cut at midnight. Midnight of the 31st. I woke up that morning, posted the video, And I mean, it's done well, and it's meant to be the finale to the series. Unless something new gets made or something, but I doubt that. And I guess one thing I could also mention about the extended cut here is you have probably seen the thumbnail art for it, right? The thumbnail art for the extended cut, which was drawn by my friend Christopher Moore, who you know from making like all these videos I've done with him, like Game Party, Wii Series. He drew the thumbnail art for that one. And I don't know if you noticed, if you take a close look at that thumbnail art, you can realize that I actually told him to reference a box art from a game. I was like, you know, at Christmas had just passed, I was like, I'll give you a gift card if you if you draw this thumbnail for me. I was like, draw the PooYoos in a Mario 64 DS box art pose. Literally the box art of Mario 64 DS. I'm like, draw them in that pose. Do any character you want, I don't care. And then he did. So if you didn't know, now you know. The PooYoos are doing the Mario 64 DS box art pose in that thumbnail, because I thought it was kind of funny, right? But yeah, I figured I'd just explain that's how it went. You know, that's how it went beyond the entire series. It's nice to discuss this with y'all. You know, how it felt like making them, how I got into the series. And yeah, I was excited to make this one. I'm happy that I was able to at least break out something. And now that we've gotten to the end of this video, I can now say that, sorry for the long absence. It has been 3 months since Elevit's episode 2, and haven't made anything since. And I apologize for that. I have been trying to live my life to the fullest right now. I haven't really been focusing on YouTube at all this year. Kind of taking a backseat. I've been trying to just enjoy my life as I become an adult and learn to do other things in my life. And it's getting kind of crazy right now. And even you could tell from the last video we had made together. I am starting to literally grow. I don't know if you can see that. I am literally starting to grow facial hair. So you could tell I am definitely getting to the point where a lot in my life is about to change. And I haven't really been doing stuff with YouTube this year because a lot of stuff has been happening in my life. And, you know, we're getting to the point where it's kind of taking a backseat. And I do still plan on making stuff. I do not know how much stuff is going to be made for the rest of this year. I just want to say this. You know, I'll probably talk about more videos I had made behind the scenes at some point. Let me know, like, what you would want to see a video of. Maybe suggest it to me in the comments down there. Or, hell, if I miss something that, if I miss something that you want me to talk about with this series, feel free to mention it. I'm sure I can give you an answer. Continue to ask away questions about how it felt like making those videos. And I figured I'd just make this, you know, fun little video, because I haven't made anything in a minute. So, yeah. Without further ado, until we meet again, I don't know when. Peace.